While this Lego piece may look like a toy to you, it's actually more than that. Right behind me here is this conveyor belt that high school students are using to learn hands-on skills that can be applicable in any career. The motto is simple: take what you need, leave what you can. However, filling these shelves is a daily challenge. Food insecurity affects thousands right here in Indianapolis, leaving many families wondering when and where their next meal will come from. But one woman is taking matters in her own hands. If you'd like to donate or volunteer at the Indy Community Pantry, grab your phone and scan that QR code. That'll take you to the As Seen On section of wishtv.com. Just look for this story where you'll find a link on how you can help. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Amelia Winter for Wish TV and wishtv.com. I'm about 20 feet up right now, and this view shows you just a little bit of what our power line workers face. Whether it's storms, heat, or power outages, they're up here bringing power back to our neighborhoods. The most wonderful time of the year, and there's something for everyone to do here at the Indy Screen Park. Now with their new improvements, I talked to staff to learn more about how this can enhance your experience. For some, October is a sea of pink ribbons, but for others, October is a mountain to climb. But for Casting for Recovery, it's faces and their stories. Food insecurity affects thousands right here in Indianapolis, leaving many families wondering when and where their next meal will come from. But one woman is taking matters in her own hands.
It was a lot of people that didn't have resources or the means to find food because the COVID was new and nobody knew what was going on. So I was like, how can I help?
That's the question that sparked DeAndrea Rayner to combat her neighborhood's food disparity. Rayner founded the Indy Community Pantry back in 2020 by starting off with storing dry goods in paper boxes. 5 years later, she's still continuing to help the community.
We're in the food desert right now. A lot of people in the neighborhood don't have local grocery stores that they can go to that are even in walking distance, or they're not even able to get they don't have access to healthy food.
And now she's seen how quickly the items run out.
The food runs out very, very quickly. So I would say within an hour. Yeah, probably less than an hour, yeah.
Rayner restocks the pantry at least twice a week. With the community's help, Rayner expanded the pantry from boxes to refrigerators.
It would not be what it is today without my volunteers, because when I first started, it was me doing everything from donation pickups, stocking refrigerators, and all that. So now I have volunteers that help me, and they are amazing.
Indy Community Pantry now includes 5 dry good pantries and 3 24/7 refrigerators spread from the Far East Side to downtown. The motto is simple: take what you need, leave what you can. However, filling these shelves is a daily challenge.
Yeah, sometimes we have to kind of scrounge around by ourselves, to see if we can find something. And most of the time we'll find something, at least, for the time being. But yeah, sometimes the refrigerator it's empty sometimes.
Rayner says she's not finished. She hopes to one day open a completely free grocery store. But she says this cannot be done without the community's help.
We always need more food. Local grocery stores, if they want to reach out, we just always need more food to stock the refrigerators.
If you'd like to donate or volunteer at the Indy Community Pantry, grab your phone and scan that QR code. That'll take you to the As Seen On section of wishtv.com. Just look for this story where you'll find a link on how you can help. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Amelia Winter for Wish TV and wishtv.com.
44 when I was diagnosed, and I felt like I was very active and lived normal lifestyle. So I wasn't expecting to be hit with that, and then for it to already be stage 4.
A mother to 2, a key figure in the Muncie community, and working on her family farm, Christina has always had an active lifestyle. 2 years ago, Christina says she found a lump and went to check it out this past year.
March 27th of this year, but I had had the lump for 2 years. So I recommend anyone with breast cancer that has dense breast tissue advocate for an MRI.
According to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, 1 in 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. Christina says being in control of your health is vital, but also having a community to connect with others.
14 women, and we are all walking different paths. Some were in recovery, some were in active treatment.
For some, October is a sea of pink ribbons, but for others, October is a mountain to climb. But for Casting for Recovery, it's faces and their stories.
I think the participants realize how much of an impact they have on us.
Nikki and Amy were past participants in a retreat. Now they are co-participant coordinators.
I knew after going to the retreat I wanted to volunteer, and I got to go back the next year as a helper.
The retreat involves medical facilitators, art therapy, and other bonding activities. For Christina, it's more than just fishing. It's about the impact it had after.
CFR gave me some control over my emotions. But what it also gave me was strength to get back out there and be active that I didn't think I was going to be able to do.
And for Christina, she hopes to attend a metastatic retreat next year. In Muncie, Amelia Winter, Newslink, Indiana.
In January, Casting for Recovery is hosting a fundraiser event at the Oakley Bistro in Indianapolis. To get involved or learn more, visit castingforrecovery.org.
For us on this end, we know what the behind the scenes are, a lot more than other people do. So for us to be able to use that as a platform, to be able to use the Colts for a platform, to be able to use Jim Irsay as a platform, it's like I said, it's really humbling.
The Recovery Cafe was this year's recipient of the Kicking the Stigma grant. From the football field to ground level, having support from an influential figure is key for the cafe's mission.
At the end of the day, we're all human, and being there for one another, especially from the Colts all the way down to the streets, it's just it's a beautiful thing for me.
Sean Cox is the supervisor of the Motivating, Empowering, Navigating, and Discover program that's funded through the grant. He plans to use the funding to outreach to an age he calls a crucial period.
I'm really big on trying to start a big brother, big sister program. Some right around the ages of 19 and 24. I know that's a critical time in a lot of people's lives.
Right behind me here is where the Recovery Cafe of Muncie used to be located, but now they've moved. The Recovery Cafe tells me that this couldn't have happened without Jim Irsay's Kicking the Stigma's help.
Our membership is getting really big, so it was a good problem. So more people just kept coming to the cafe, and there would be days where it was just standing room only.
With over 21,000 square feet, Abby says this space can now offer warming and cooling centers and more resources to help with recovery. She says she wants to see the cafe become a hub of accessibility.
This idea was really kind of falling into place, like we're moving. It was them, like their emotion and their excitement, and like them having a place to call their own is everything.
The Recovery Cafe plans to have their grand opening of their new location in November, but their services are still open for all. In Muncie, Amelia Winter, Newslink, Indiana. The most wonderful time of the year, and there's something for everyone to do here at the Indy Screen Park. Now with their new improvements, I talked to staff to learn more about how this can enhance your experience. Indy Screen Park has reopened for their 16th year, and this season is looking a little different.
A new attraction, Neon Nightmare. It's our interpretation of a 3D crazy rave.
Attraction specialist Jordan Harmson says their main focus was the guests.
Upgrading the customer experience with some upgrades such as this photo spot behind us and just the customer experience.
The park spent over $300,000 for renovations. Chief Marketing Officer John Pianki says the upgrades have enhanced safety, security features, and more photo opportunities around the park.
I like seeing a lot more happy customers and things like that. So it's like I don't get complaints about our restrooms because we don't use porta potties anymore. We have flush restrooms now. So like that was a big one. People really wanted flush restrooms, get away from the porta potty.
From 5 different haunted houses to zombie paintball, there is something for everyone to do, and always wanting guests to have a hauntingly good time.
Instead of having to just go through all the haunted houses, we want it to be a full experience where it's not just you go there and leave. You can go and enjoy the midway, the food, the drinks, the actors and what you get to interact with a little bit more, and then also the different haunted houses that if you aren't a fan of one, you can always go through any of the others and pick to go through at your own pace.
Indy Screen Park is open from now until the beginning of November. In Anderson, Amelia Winter, NewsLink, Indiana.
You need a spook key to enter these haunted houses. To get your tickets to the park, go to indyscreenpark.com.
Whether you're a donor or a parent in need, this is about more than milk. It's about hope, health, and a stronger start for Indiana's youngest residents.
The state of Indiana has a long ways to go when it comes to infant mortality health, and we know that breast milk and breastfed babies does do better when it comes to infant mortality.
This may look like an ordinary hospital lobby, but this space holds the power to save lives with its new milk donation site. According to Lindsay McGuire with the Milk Bank, Indiana is ranked 41st out of 50 for infant mortality rates. Research from the Milk Bank shows that a 100% breast milk diet can help prevent the increase in infant mortality.
Necrotizing enterocolitis, which is a GI disease, unfortunately has a 50% fatality rate for infants who have it, but research has shown when those babies are provided a 100% breast milk diet, survival odds go up higher than 70%.
Lindsay McGuire says it's crucial to have enough breast milk for infants to provide nutrients, but also serve as medical intervention. To keep up with the high demand in the NICU, Ascension St. Vincent needs to screen about 150 women a month.
Last year alone, we had nearly 1,300 approved and active milk donors. But again, I work in a business where I can't retain my donors long term. There's only so many babies you're going to have. You're only going to breastfeed or pump or lactate for so long. And so we are always in need of net new donors.
This new site is making sure more families in the area have access to feeding bottles their babies need in order to thrive.
It really isn't difficult to become a milk donor, and don't think that you have to have thousands of ounces frozen to be a milk donor either. We actually do not have a minimum donation requirement, which makes us unique as a milk bank across the country. The new Milk Depot and Milk Express site are now open to the public. If you would like more information on how to become a donor or receive pasteurized human milk, grab your phone and scan that QR code. That will take you to the As Seen On section of wishtv.com, where you'll find this story with links to the Milk Bank website. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Amelia Winter for Wish TV and wishtv.com.